Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing, spectacular, wondrous Propagandacast with your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, your Lord and Master, your Vox Populi, your King of Kings, your hero, your whatever. Off here to a 1v1 on Glorious Crossroads. Winter in the north, it is SturmtigerGiap, fighting for the German army in Deutschland. Rolling out here with the, let's just go with 312 Fultz Grenadier Division. Versus the south, it is Dorado, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Pushing ahead here with the 2nd Armored Division through German lines, ready to give Hitler a beating. We got awesome infantry here for Giap with Osttruppen Doctrine, obviously, featuring, Osttruppen, entrenching tools, the artillery field officer, supply drops, and railway artillery support with double Panzerfaust and 8-pack bulletin. Versus Dorado in the south with recon support featuring raid tactics, INR Pathfinders, the airdrop combat group Greyhounds, 8 native 3 cluster bombs, and double infantry with grenade range bulletins. Got with more infantry and use here with the Osttruppen, and as always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters, these champions, these heroes, these wonders of the Propagandacast keep supporting me with their hard-earned money. Big thanks to them. You too can join their ranks by pledging on Patreon. Or you can always just donate with a bit of money there. Links in the description. Either helps me out a ton. And always, you can just comment, like, share, and subscribe. Press the bell button. Helps get the word out of the Propagandacast as well that way. We got Osttruppen from Northwoods there. And there it goes. Shots fired in his head. Right caught there's Osttruppen. Then forward to occupy the building. Third Osttruppen got it for Giap as he pushes hard there with the Osttruppen. First engagement here. Looking a bit rough there for the Germans. Osttruppen already down. Rifle squad there. Down one man. Of course, one thing. 40 John's in there. The situation should be, well, eventually, I guess, won by the Germans. The Osttruppen are quickly pushed back as Rifle squad up close have a lot more DPS. And particularly the Osttruppen will take more damage on average because these to hit are thus even more vulnerable. Rifle squad on 2 in the end. The MD42 does succeed in the engagement there. And these Osttruppen pioneers coming up. They're going to hit the eastern points here. Meanwhile, Dorado extending his front line here to try and outmaneuver perhaps Giap's position in the center. Back hits reinforcing swiftly. Another advantage of the Osttruppen is they have incredibly fast reinforcement speed. Dorado there going for very fast tech by the way, only 2 rifle squads, then pushing for the lieutenant. Also worth noting, we have not seen any INR Pathfinders, which would typically be a feature of, most players going for this doctrine in the early game and pop, INR Pathfinders up. But interesting enough, Dorado has decided not to choose this path. MD4 to bring in here to the next building. Eastern point almost seized. Sandbags down there by Giap, very good. Rifle squad holding up here. Create some ground list munitions. We got a 5th column away that fell Dorado. Quickly goes for them to help deal with the German infantry. Of course, a mortar could also be a pretty good idea here versus Giap's MG42. We shall see the way it goes. Our lieutenant on the move here. Back in Giap's base, we do get some tech up there for the Germans. The 312 Fultz Grenadier Division. Also about to engage with the Rifle squad. Shots fired here. Rifle squad again up close. Will have the upper hand versus the Osttruppen, who cannot match the Osttruppen's firepower. Of course, the Osttruppen wing to support, and they get into cover so they get to hit something. Obviously, the Rifle will lose out here. And send in forcing up the Americans there. East of the Lieutenant's press, and further up, East Pioneers push back there. They're fighting for the cop on the end. The sheer numbers of Osttruppen here forces Dorado Rifle squad to retreat as they simply cannot match those numbers. In the west, further west-north here, we get re-echelons of the Osttruppen. The Osttruppen push back the re-echelons. Both sides find the fuel cut off. We got the 5th cut being hauled force by Dorado. Put a stop to this crap menace. Noteworthy, you can actually lay down sandbags. Now you can lay down trenches if you want to, but he's not doing that. We got Panzer Grenadier here for Giap, very good. Shots fired here for closing up there. Osttruppen caught out in the open, and 2 men could get cut down with no mercy here by Dorado's 5th Cal crew. In the east, points that continue to be secured. Osttruppen down here, still 2 men. Osttruppen grabbing the point up here. And we got a captain. Interesting strategy here by Dorado. Something occasionally see the recon support. They go for both the lieutenant and the captain, indicating he wants to use the Greyhound. And they also relying on the airdrop combat group as well, somewhat. Probably will actually. I mean, that's one of the main features of the doctrine. You get the airdrop combat groups. Rifle squad suppressed and then pushed in by the flamethrower pioneers. Quick push there by Giap. West side there, points being claimed here by the Americans. Pearson's watching over there. Lieutenants think about them, try and flank the MD42. So I'll capture enough here for Dorado, which of course he can upgrade with a BAR pretty swiftly. Osttruppen back here reinforcing. And we got the captain on the way for Dorado. Captain Jones B. Jones. Yeah. His parents weren't creative. Awesomeness of MB42 versus Rifle squad there. Also moving out there though. Grabbing the carve point back with a Panzer Grenadier. Well, of course, worth noting, they can also lay down sandbags with this doctrine. We got the info from Ralph Squad here. West side, the bit of standoff. Troops from 4th Center of the 5th Cavalry hold in. You can flank them before 2 catch up. Oh, also be pretty good in Dorado. No grenades yet. Certainly figured with grenade range you'd go for that. West side here, Osttruppen has 3 echelons. Lieutenant pumping to the building. Going to spot there, go flame for up screen. That's going to be a very much get out situation for the Lieutenant. We got the Captain around here with his BAR, his Browning automatic rifle. Osttruppen on the flank here, 5th Cavalry troops again. Is close to the building where the flamethrower punch can probably hit them. That may not work out too well there for Dorado. He will have to retreat, I think, the 5th Cavalry crew soon. Osttruppen from the other side. Yup, surrounded. Dorado is forced to pull back. The machine gun crew, lest it be handed over to the crowds. And before to retreating, taking no chances there. Dorado can soon go for an airdrop combat group, though he's still a bit more to go there. Going for the ambulance first, which certainly is not that choice there. Captain being scorched, though. Flamethrower pioneers. Osttruppen there focusing down. A big retreat there for Dorado in the center is going to give, I think, plenty of time to gain more ground here versus the Americans. We turn down just 3 men low on health. Western point being seized here once more. Worth noting, we have yet to see anything like, I'd like to make a nice company from Giap. Maybe he's, of course, relying on the supply drop for another machine gun, but also the Pack 40 here, thus skipping the light mechanized company in Tier 2. Not impossible, some players do that, though. It's become a little less rare to see that from Valorant players, even if they go for Osttruppen. But it is something to consider. Ambulance out there for Dorado.
Our supply line just got cut off.
Bring in the heal being healed primarily. They can already reinforce this, so not really much point in that. 50 cal rifle heading eastwards. Panzer going watching the carve point. 84 back in the building. Dorado will still benefit from until, of course, he's planning the airdrop combat group. That job is going to take care of that right away. Though if he's not going for it, a mortar would be a pretty good addition. Also, they're going for the 50 cal left flanking it. Nice work there by Giap here. West side, you got this from the Osttruppen. 2 squads moving up, the Lieutenant and the Captain. A lot of action on the flanks, for the center remaining a bit quiet here for now. Closing on the airdrop combat group. And we got some West routed. And we got the Pack 40 for Gaps who did like to make a nice company, in fact, thus not relying on the supply drop, which wouldn't be a bad idea. Particularly like he's only going for the Pack 40. He might as well just, go for the supply drop, since it's ultimately going to be cheaper, plus buying with more fuel and munitions. West like to make a nice company actually cost some fuel. Anyways, anti-tank away there for Dorado. Clearly concerned about any vehicles, like a 2-2 or a flank for a half track, which really could, of course, ruin Dorado's day. We'll have to see if it does go for the airdrop coming group. I suppose that's a bit less like now, but of course not impossible. That said, if he's going for the docks, not going for this or this, it's always starting to look a bit weird. Obviously, cluster bombs still incredibly good, and some players I imagine just go for the docks and simply for the M83 cluster bombs, which are very good. Pioneers in for the Lieutenant, or the Captain. Accidentally demoted him there. Punch around the center or Eastern Victory Point, also modding up there as well. Ralph Squad feeling a bit further back. Entertaining that there for Dorado. Bart wire there. Kept doing the Osttruppen, half health on those. That's a definite treat there for Giap. Got another MD42, so yeah. I mean, at that point, it really just feels weird he didn't just go for the supply drop, since he's got another machine and he's got the Pack 40 again, plus fuel and munitions. I mean, obviously, if he really wants the MD42, obviously going that way is a better choice, but yeah, I can't help but feel it's. And it seems a bit of a roundabout way, and again, he could have largely gotten it all at a discount anyways, using the Osttruppen. But again, small detail then, of course, Giap may just not care. And again, it's not like, Pack 40 and an MD42 is like, bad, not at all. Particularly remember to use the MD42 actually, which is always the crucial element of the Wehrmacht. So, not bad at all. But it's just more of a common habit, something, Funny thing about that, disrupting here Dorado's resources. Also on the west, the Captain Lieutenant will not resist, and a lot. Yeah. Ground on the way there for Dorado, adding the 50 cal. Very nice. So yeah, pretty much going for that. But no airdrop combat groups feels a bit strange. Like, it's just, popular part of the doctrine is very solid most of the time. A bit strange not to see that. This grand racing ahead here, Pioneers routed. Awesome rounded up here by the Captain and the Lieutenant. No mercy here from Dorado. Pack 40 being hold towards center, MD42 on the right flank here, training the calf for never any American incursions. Rifleman and Lieutenant Kettman got the west side there, scouring the cemetery for any Germans. Direct hit by the pack forward on the Greyhounders, they switch towards the east of the MD42, they're not a bad pick. And we do get the mod from El Dorado, so I'm guessing he's not playing the airdrop combat group. Interesting. Graham takes another from the pack 40, Scap is able to quickly into position, not bad still. He does successfully push back in MD42, which allows for pushing east further, though we got troops need to, well, put a stop to it anyways, at least attempt to. And of course the mortars can be great versus this and all the support weapons. Again, it's not like the mortars are a bad choice. Again, mortars in fact are quite a good choice. But I'm just slightly surprised it's not going for the airdrop combat group. And we've got punch pushing forward here for Giap and the SturmtigerGiap 44, riding here Dorado's forces. Captain sourced in the west. Giap taking up, they can build a support of course soon.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Got back and forth here between Giap and El Dorado. Austin again getting 2 more firing down the machine gun position there now. Bringing it to bear against the Krauts. And of course Giap comparatively has no light artillery. The mortars know nothing. It's a Pommer up there for Giap. Cat racing about.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Coming for the Osttruppen. Ralph's got the Osttruppen. In the south, we've got the brain being fixed up.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Forcing up the ground, the flanking punts are going to be here. Pack forward is heading up. It's going to have a bit of a harder time there. Could also be getting flanked in some nasty way, but it depends. Ground there holding up 1 kill, halfway 22 in the center. We got troop being held up here. Small counter attack there by Giap to throw off El Dorado's center push, which is quite frankly quite light. And most of the effort here is on the right flank. Austin routed. Artillery support getting to work there. Very good. Arguably could also just throw it on the smoke screen to be honest, rather than just bombard it. Anyways. Captain force back in the center, Lieutenant Recon back. Then we get an Osttruppen on the way for Giap, pushing for some fast anti-infantry. Aggressive, bold. I like it. I like it. 50 cal ready where the punts are going to be there. As it sets up in bad timing. We got 409 versus 464. More mortified there from the mortar. Osttruppen halfway done. That's definitely going to be quite unpleasant for those to deal with. As a aggressively handled Osttruppen can be quite devastating. If he gets into some higher limits of veterans, he can really apply some pain to El Dorado. Plus, most people just don't expect a fast Ostwind. So that also just has, like, you know, the psychological shock effect of, my lord, an Ostwind.
Flak Panzer has arrived.
So there you go, Flak Panzer out there for SturmtigerGiap and the German army. Aim to get flanked. Still no grenades here from El Dorado, despite again having, you know, the frag out bulletin. More firing down the machine gun nest. Marvel squad quickly forced to retreat in the face of the Osttruppen, and there go Greyhound will also of course have to concede the field here to the Flak Pans, but there you go M1 and tank coming to flank. He gets good help from the Osttruppen, taking that troop does not get off there though. Lucky for Giap. West side though, Giap takes advantage of the chaos on the right flank to hit the west side, go straight for the carve point, 2 thumbs at the Giap, a nice blow there.
The enemy is taking our territory.
Bisecting El Dorado's resources in the west. Cutting an awful lot of resources, thumbs up there to Giap. Major out there for El Dorado, sometimes for getting tanks, but still he has the option. And obviously going to go for Shem to help deal with the Osttruppen Flak Panzer, which is in need of some light repairs here. Panzer moving up, potential section away there for Giap. Not a fan of that one, it feels like a downgrade, particularly not in a situation where I feel like he needs it anyways. Noting we got weapon racks out there from El Dorado, opening up for BARs and bazookas. Definitely not a bad pick either. Building collapse, denying Giap there a machine gun nest. Returning west was there. Flak Panzer almost fixed up there for SturmtigerGiap, but there we are with the Panzerjägers. Fun fact, a Fultz innovation barely had any anti-tank guns. In fact, had to rely on its anti-tank battalion effectively being mostly just Panzer Strike teams. which were obviously with a lot less range, but logistically a lot easier to handle because you're moving about a lot of pantry. It's a lot easier than actually holding about a lot of packs. Then we're getting in for the 2 head on. And sending our people saying through the Greyhound there. Taking up the Osttruppen on the east side here. We got more firing down the machine gun. Osttruppen out the flank here once more, threatening El Dorado's craft point there. Also pushing with us in point as well. We've got 386 versus 164. El Dorado has a nice lead here with Giap in terms of victory points. Very nice there. Very nice, but cannot outrun here the Panzer Faust and suffers ending damage. Osttruppen being almost fixed up here. Giap can eventually. Oh, he's actually going for tier 4 now. Interesting. He's clearly going for a disruptive strategy. You're hoping to like just push ahead there. Not sure what he pushed for next. Maybe in a Sturmpanzer then? Just further add anti-infantry pressure. Might be why I went for the Panzer as well then. And Osttruppen there go, machine being pushed out there. 5th cover, Osttruppen 5 plus the flamethrowers there. Almost takes his 5th cover out there. And now the anti-tank has been exposed to the possible push there by Giap's infantry.
Overrunning one of our capture points.
Pushing 3 victory point there. We got 350 versus 464. Let's see what Giap does next. Pioneers and some ground victory point. Machine gun flank and right about the rifle squads there. We got 1 bazooka team already. Also, he actually went for BARs on the Major. That's a bit rare. Most would like to equip the Major with a bazooka, pair of bazookas to just from whatnot anti-tank team. But I guess El Dorado favors more anti-infantry than more anti-tank. Oh, interesting there. Interesting there. More pioneers for Giap. Good timing for that. Typically to hit the mid to late game, you generally want more pioneers to repair stuff faster. 2 pioneer squads tend to be more the ideal, though, of course. If you've got a lot of armor and you really badly need to repair them, you can up to like 3 pioneer squads. Also going for flamethrowers here. So he definitely favours just burning out here. El Dorado, he's clearly not concerned about mines and he doesn't want more like fast repair speed, which is what the mines for the kits will provide. And now that Panzer squad here, also working on Osttruppen dumping up with the light machine guns. Very good there. No cans in the Panzer squad for another pack. Interesting choice there, no heavy Panzer Corps yet. Cluster bombs off here from El Dorado though. Bring down death of the Germans. Almost wiping out the pack in fact. Close one there. West grounding up there, overwhelming Giap's western position. 312 folks going to be shown. Left flank was certainly a bit wide open. East doubling CoH2s, keeping the right flank secure from any armies. And in the center here, El Dorado lining up for a push here with the 2nd Armoured. Osttruppen routed. Giap falls the back in the base. 2nd pack 40 almost done. Black Panther on the move once more. El Dorado can actually be going for tanks now. He's going for the Jackson tank destroyer. Obviously great as his armor. Particularly heavier armor. I think we're going to go on for Sherman though. With more pressure than Giap's infantry, of course, still doing the deal with armor. But it certainly maybe solved the light machine gun. Osttruppen, of course, got really concerned about maybe a Panther or something like that. So far, Giap's yet to build a heavy Panzer Corps. Still, overall, the Dorado's got good map to right now versus Giap. The Osttruppen struggling significantly as the match goes on. Even with the light machine guns, it's not great assault infantry. So they can't need to support tanks like make pushes, which as the match goes on is something the Emperor recruiting has to do. So the Osttruppen tend to run into some issues. So you tend to, a lot of the time, to relying, you know, panzers are going to deal. Or if you throw Sturmpanzers, and to just absolutely demolish your opponent with a close quarters panzer or barrage. But there you go, M36 Jackson tanks right there for El Dorado. Northly turning against the Osttruppen. Worth noting the Lieutenant is yet to be upgraded with anything, which is a bit of a surprise there. In fact, I'm surprised he went for the Major over the Lieutenant. After what they're pinned down by the Eastern Victory Point. The bleed continues on Giap though, and the 312 full grenadiers. We got the Osttruppen being fixed up. The 6 kills efficiency 1. Mortar throwing down, not hitting anything. Captain pushing for the Osttruppen. Jackson in contact with the Greyhound, holding back in reserve for now, waiting for Giap to reveal his armor before pursuing it then, I imagine. A Panzer Corps finally up for Giap. Plus bombs off again. Close call here, but once more Giap narrowly avoids the worst of it, only suffering some damage to the attack crew. You might get the flag coming up and get something in though.
The enemy is gaining a foothold.
Let's go from the west here. Punching is in CoH2 there though. Not in a great situation there. Quick retreat there for Giap. Good response. Got the Sturmpanzer here for Giap. Could have gone for a Panther, but he's clearly not too concerned about El Dorado's armor. And so prefers the Sturmpanzer. Plus, I imagine he's feeling confident with 2 packs and a Panzer Strike team as well, I guess. And before we got there, we got 286 versus 152. Sturmpanzer halfway down there for Giap. Osman moving up slowly. Actually, very close to 2 there for Giap. And that will certainly become a problem there, I think, for El Dorado once it hits that level, since at that point he gains a much higher rate of fire.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
Chinese retreated. Osman close to 52, Captain pressed at menu 42. Jackman getting the Osman head on.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Strong punch out, because we need to add the pin at menu 42. Of course, the Panzerjäger Greyhound moving to deal with that. It's going to be, I think, pretty risky for the Greyhound, likely to result in a loss if he's not careful. Sturmpanzer going towards the centre. Black Panther being repaired back to the base. And that machine crew's going to be in a world of hurt there to go. Sturmpanzer shoots almost something tiny on the west side of the ground. Actually won! Wow! Took them out with a canister bomb was shot there as well. That's kind of impressive there. Not see that one coming, though. Obviously, the infantry helping probably played a significant role, but in the meantime, Giap was down to just 2 infantry squads, and those are both Osttruppen. That's definitely a bit dicey there for Giap. It's definitely a bit dicey. Pack out here for El Dorado. Bit of a artillery support here versus the Germans. But additional artillery support on top of the mortar. Still a bit surprised didn't go for the airdrop combat group then. Smoke's been off, there's has research grenades, very good. And then Top needs to treat the smoke, can't hurt them there from the German army. And there you go, Osman in there. And there you go, Vector 2 again, increasing his rate of fire. 269 versus 145. El Dorado still has a nice leader with Giap, but he's certainly encountering, I think, increasingly large amount of resistance here from Giap and the Germans. Off for the caught for the Osttruppen. And Bradford being hammered by the Osman here. Okay, troop reinforcing healing, got the pack out moving forward. Almost landing a wipe in the rifle squad, 16 kills. Another Panzer squad. In fact, he's only just 1 infantry squad now. That's pretty risky in some ways there for Giap. That said, he's managed to stop bleeding. It's actually now beginning to bleed out El Dorado, though at a rather slow pace. Sturmpanzer coming up there with its 150mm gun.
Panzer Grenadiers standing by.
And there we go, Panzer is out there for Giap with a Sturmgewehr 44. So far on the machine gun. Jack's moving up here for El Dorado. And to tank on half a 2 veteran G2. Ground tank hit from the hit good Jackson 99 nice hit on the Sturmpanzer 4. Send out the Germans got pack fucking hold forwards here. And to tank lining up, we got railway to support here on El Dorado's positions here. He's getting some force out there fast. Disrupting here El Dorado's western positions. Nice little strike there by Giap. East side, we've got to move up. The ND42 continues to be an issue there. Didn't pull out for smoke grenade. Probably too preoccupied with what's going on. And he just panic retreat. Up here, ponds being seized. El Dorado definitely losing a bit of ground now to Giap here. Also flooding a bit of fuel. Should definitely consider some armor now. I think some Shermans to sort of push attacks would be great. But you can combine with some smoke screens. Which is definitely one thing I'm noticing here from El Dorado. He's not really throwing down any smoke. Giap going for more Osttruppen here. So it's back to 3 infantry squads, so certainly an Osttruppen squad this late is definitely a bit of a rarity. Trying to take out the infantry problem. Managing there, go flat hand flanking the scene. The Super team completely whiffs there. Osttruppen almost takes out the ground there. One more shot. Can't finish him off there. Comes Super team set, forces the Osttruppen to fall back now. Still halfway to the ace level. And getting that is suddenly bad news there for Eldorado's infantry and light vehicles, since at that point it actually gains an incredibly high rate of fire, which can be quite nasty for infantry and light vehicles.
We are losing a sector.
Do not underestimate a ace Osttruppen, that's for sure. We got 269, there's 267, Eldorado to complete, now good grenade off, forcing out the Osttruppen. West side here, a bit of fresh rattling from Giap against Eldorado's fuel supply lines. Very good. We got another Jackson of Eldorado. No tanks, just tank destroyers. Sturmpanzer and Ralph squad taking a nasty hit off there. And sinking the Jackson from the Sturmpanzer. Bouncing up the centre here, straight to the MB-42 there from Giap. West side there, right, the Osttruppen. We've got cluster bombs here on the MB-42 in the centre. Looks like Giap's not paying attention for once. And there we go, MB-42 crew is exterminated. Exercise from the face of this pixelated earth. In the east, the Osttruppen and Ostwind onto the Pioneers tear through the infantry under Eldorado's command. 18 kills, 19 kills, Sturmtiger joining in. That's a full wipe there, costing Eldorado one of his few infantry squads. Centre being grabbed, should of course try and grab the infantry at some point. Meanwhile, east side here, Giap continues the advance here. Sturmpanzer, Ostwind, and the Pioneers keeping up the pace here. Jackson, I think he's destroying the infantry rather than grab it. I guess that's an option as well. If you can't grab it, if you can't grab it, denying it is certainly the better choice, rather than leaving it for the opponent to get back. "21 kills. That Ostwind is definitely starting to become an enemy of the American peoples. Jackson there, almost half health, ground western point here. Sturmpanzer Ostwind holding back. Panther on the way for Giap, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Panther passing the Jackson tank destroyer, another issue there for Eldorado. Center being seized. We got 269 to 328. Contact on the cuff point. Racing in with a Jackson on being pushed back there by Giap. Possible realised he might have been hit by the Pack 40 to hit a Telemann, then get hit by the Pack 40, in which case the Jackson would be very much toast. Maybe going for the Pioneers there. Bazookas screaming rockets all over the place, and the Navy pushing back the troops in the PAR. Panther almost down there for Giap. There we go. Panzerkampfwagen 5, effective right. Austin holding back there, almost ace level. Can he get it there? Panzer there flanking the 5th Catlin. Eldorado immediately treats back the cap rushing in, which is trying to stop that. Meanwhile, west side again, or centre going for the victory point there. Sturmpanzer taking heavy fire from American and tanks from fire there. Go almost knocked out there. A few more shots going down. Jack's going to try to push for it. But we got into tank setting up there already, which is probably going to make that a bit hazardous. Maybe then send about getting murdered, costing up the super team. And one of the Jacksons is going to get knocked out here by the Pack, and the Panther finally gets very lucky, and he did not get lucky. The tank destroyer crew ejected as the munitions go off under them. Send them flying into the sky before falling down like ragdolls. Very stiff ones. Now the Jackson for Eldorado. In the center, we got the Osprey in the right in front of the anti-tank gun. Almost ace there, taking it from the anti-tank gun, which gained 22 grand pushback. West side here is going to be the Osttruppen and the Rifle Squad from the captain. And we got cluster bombs again on the Pack 40s. Panther moving out, no pin on machine on that one. Not yet. We got 269 to 290 west side there. Osttruppen routed, unable to push through Eldorado's infantry. More front down the Osttruppen as well, further compounding the situation there for Giap's forces. Back here, Sturmpanzer repairs. Arguably so to both the Panther and the Osttruppen. Panther, by the way, getting the pinler mounted MG-42.
On your feet, ladies.
Now the Jackson almost done there for Dorado.
Tank destroyer is ready for action.
Fun fact about the M36 Jackson tank destroyer and other tank destroyers before. Shortly before the fighting in the Ardennes, the American High Command actually pretty much replaced half of all tank destroyers in the different tank destroyer battalions with anti-tank guns because they were annoyed that tank destroyers were being used as tanks. That was probably one of the reasons the Germans also had a lot of success in the initial stages of the Battle of the Bulge, because the Americans couldn't react as easily to the German advances because that's why anti-tank guns instead of tank destroyers. So, little fun fact there. What is the Panzer going to do that? You got 263% to an 81. Giap's almost closed out the gap between them. That said, Eldorado's back to being at Giap. Grab the eastern point roll there. There you go. Packard from there. Going sending on to some ground, but still, counter shot there. Almost takes out the entire crew down to one man. Forced retreat. Run a gauntlet, and he fails, dies. Panther was the Greyhound. Now the Eastern Victory Point is wide open. Jackson had said, you need to deal with the Panther. Guess West Side with a big push here. Sturmpanzer down through whatever was there. Captain, I think, has actually just perished. Jackson in for the Panther. Got infantry blocking the way. Machine grab through the pioneers. Need to grab the victory point though. Got 253 versus 281. Osttruppen there still very close to the east. On the west side, the assault continues. Sturmpanzer racing through here. Mortar crew sees Lewis blown to bits as the Panzer North. Osttruppen coming up here. Still needs to grab the eastern victory point. Eldorado. Center got the 5th coming up there. Sturmpanzer finally with a bunker busting barrage, which Eldorado's troops nearly avoid. Jackson opening the Sturmpanzer punching through the 100mm thick armor like a hot knife through butter. Reinforcing healing. Eldorado needs more infantry, of course. I mean, he could consider the airdrop combat group now just for that purpose. We'll give him the paratrooper squad. We'll give him another pack howitzer. Jump up to the Ralph squad. Panther being repaired back at base. East up against the fuel point there. Very good. Almost got the Eastern Victor one center. Got heavy fire. They got the Ross coming up. Anti-tank coming up here. 5th Cavalry routed. Jackson up the Sturmpanzer. Those shots are missing though. Osman half elf.
We are losing a sector.
Major being pressed up the enemy 42.
Enemy infantry in force. Let's get her going.
Jackson needs repairs.
Super standing by. Tube ready. Ready.
Mine goes off there. Oh, mortar fire with someone's dead. Trenches off from the drop ball, eh? Making hardly a failed route, making these switch pushes. Osttruppen gaining the ace level. Often gets an ace level from Osttruppen, but there you go. Rather what they're being absolutely sawn. Let's shown there. For bits. Panther close to 2-1. Jackson falling back here. First a fresh push. Plus the bombs off in the center. Bit wasted there, to be honest. We got 252 to 261. Sturmpanzer will be bouncing in from there. Close to 22 there. Very close. 5th coming west was there. Back here, Osttruppen in back, needing repairs. 3rd Jackson in Eldorado, not a single tank though. Also going for another 5th cal while he's pretty much down to next to no infantry now. Not a huge fan of that one. I think Giap could, maybe go for some more infantry, at least a Stug. Also, the officer could be an option there for Giap to consider. You could also lay down machine gun bunkers to cover here and cover here. That could also be an option for Giap. I mean, there's plenty of options to consider. Jackson halfway down there for Eldorado. Plus the second 50 cal. 252 is 250, so now Giap is very, very slowly overtaking Eldorado there. Very slowly, but he's doing so. Osttruppen on the eastern side, like machine guns, so that's one infantry as well there for Giap. Telephone the Osttruppen there, grab the eastern victory point as well. Third Jackson's rather. That's 3 Jackson tank destroyers for Dorado at the moment. That's a lot of tank destroyers. We'll be able to make any gains with them. Just a big question. Grenade on the Osttruppen, flashing out in the open, and allowing to become easy target for the Lieutenant. We're still about his number going to been upgraded with any BARs. I'm a bit surprised at that one. Modifying the trench. Looks like he's lining up for something big here.
We're losing a capture
And
point.
for some reason set up to a retreat point with the mage inside his own base. Must be a misclick or something. Fifth color being hammered. And there you go, Storm Punch for the Jacksons. Tank just going forward. Here we got H-Rep amongst one of them. Almost got the Storm Punch. We got the pack setting up though. Oh, he stops up in front of them. Jackson almost taken out here. And oh, the Storm Puncher is taken out, but only abandoned. Meanwhile, the Jackson is destroyed. Meanwhile, the far side, we got the Flag Puncher going for deep flank out, maneuvering the anti-tank gun. And the pack out at the same time. Artillery strike called in there. Need to blitz out the Osprey, I think, unless he did that to get. And the first one is blitzing away now. Artillery strike could rain down here. Oh dear, this could get a really messy here for Dorado. Oh, didn't. Lucky there for Dorado. Very lucky. A second shot to follow up miss. Hit something. Pack out to the crew. Explodes as a railroad artillery strike lands right next to them. East side here, we got the Osprey going the point here. Panther holding out alright. Dorado's situation is, I think, a bit desperate at the moment. Giap could fix up the Storm Punch, but let's just go for more armor, to be honest. Let me crew it. That'll be a bit more cheeky, but definitely doable. Now he just recruits it. How dull. Also, they need repairs as well. They're at 26 kills ace level. Greyhound firing away there. Nice hitting the Greyhound there as well. Got Jackson firing away again. They can't really deal with infantry since the tail against it. Pantering up. Veterans won't get in the punch compound. Almost got the Greyhound there, and we got another railway artillery strike here called in by Giap. He's unleashing a full artillery wrath here on Dorado. Somehow he's managed to put it all together. He must be calling a lot of favors there. Go anti-tank and destroyed. 50 cal almost splattered across the ground there entirely as well, though 2 bursts certainly. Jackson's engaging before they get hit by another railway artillery strike. Pack car destroyed as well. Giap is just shattering Dorado's support weapon backbone. Ground being fixed out. Oh dear, Lieutenant! Oh, almost got fully wiped. That was a bad call by Dorado. We got 250 troops on 90. Troops sitting out in the east, but yeah, he's short on infantry. He's in fact short on most things right now, except enemies. Storm Punch almost good to go again. Osprey there, still in repairs. So is the Panther really. There you go, 2 tank destroyers sitting out once more for freedom. Democracy. The American dream. And we do finally get the airdrop coming through from Dorado. It just took a very long time to get there. Also, we're going to pan past the ace Grey and then 19 kills. Storm Punch on the east side back down up the Panther squad there. Paratroopers. Oh dear, it's a massacre. The squirrels had the revenge. Only 2 men get out. They're Baker's squad. The rest consumed as the small, violent creatures jump from the trees and slit their throats. Always be careful about where you drop your paratroopers. When it comes to the tree lines, the squirrels are waiting. Got the pack cards already, but I mean that makes the paratroopers a lot more expensive. Also reinforce them due to squirrel-related casualties. Got 250 troops on the 69. And Dorado is in a pretty bad spot at the moment. Giap still quick to the machine gun bunker to guard some of his more vital points. I think that'd be a good idea, to be honest, rather than leaving a machine gun to guard the point. Machine gun bunker would be, I think, a much more cost-efficient measure. That also doesn't require any population, which he's almost got full offensive. We got trench in there from Giap. Again, machine gun bunker, I think, get away with it, to be honest. But anyways, we got 252 versus 148. Dorado's now the one swiftly bleeding out here in the face of the German army. Panzergrenades in the trench, not the Osttruppen. Interesting. Just pressed in with the 50 cal. Got through the ready under Giap's command. Dorado's command, not Giap. Ace Osttruppen still need repairs.
We are losing a sector.
Panther Crab in the center, Sturmpanzer on the right flank. 130, 127, next to 252. Returned all the thing taken out with the Osttruppen. Sturmpanzer towards the center. Paratrooping in there as well, no upgrades though. Straight to the Sturmpanzer, there we go. Direct hit, almost taking out the entire paratrooper squad. Down to 2 men. First had to watch their comrades being torn apart by the squirrels, and then watch them being blown apart by German artillery fire. Those are some really unlucky paratroopers. Also, there's the Greyhound there. Packs up that Greyhound, almost got it. And the Greyhound combusts. Great ball of fire as German Panzer turns the Viersunds into a great ball of meat. 252 versus 95. The situation for Dorado and the second armor division is increasingly deteriorating. The infantry is badly beaten. And the armor has seen better days as well. Meanwhile, the German line remains firm as Kruppstahl. Unyielding.
A capture point is under attack.
Like a German button. Anyways, punches before the Osttruppen hits there. We got 29 kills, 30 kills. We got railway transport calling again here. Further threatening to compound El Dorado's woes with German artillery. Packard in a really bad spot here. And wiped out.
Croats just took out an entire gun crew.
ESRT easily routed the Panthers defending the point, even took a grenade hit. Mortar in trouble. Jackson there was knocked out by the railway artillery strike. First one there for El Dorado. We got 59. I mean, this is pretty much GG. 56. 53. 50.
Forces. We're left with 50 points.
47. And there you go. GG, game over. GG, game over. A loss here for the Americans, victory for the German army. A good display here of Osttruppen by SturmtigerGiap. That said, I think El Dorado could have done some things better. Sort of mid-game, he's had a pretty good game there, but then I think he should have started to use smoke. Again, I've definitely one of his mistakes. There's sort of like bigger attacks versus Giap. And then I think he relied too much on the Jackson. I think he should have gone from Shermans and then backed them up with Jacksons instead. I think that would led to some better things for El Dorado. Plus, a paratrooper squad early on with Thompson or light machine would have been really great versus the Osttruppens. I feel like El Dorado missed out on some good opportunities versus Giap. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell a friend, tell a family, don't tell enemies. This is Imperial Links and cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode. Bye.